The doom-scrolling black hole. Let's start with the most obvious time parasite, doom scrolling. You sit down to check one notification. 5 minutes later, you're 3 Wikipedia clicks deep into the history of medieval door hinges. How did we get here? Nobody knows. This isn't an accident. Social media apps are basically casinos. Every swipe is like pulling a slot machine lever, every like is a jackpot, and your brain loves the unpredictable dopamine drip. Scientists call this a variable reward system. Translation: the same mechanism that keeps people addicted to gambling is what keeps you refreshing TikTok at 2 a.m. And here's the brutal math. The average person spends 2.5 hours a day on social media. That adds up to nearly 6 years of your life. 6 years. That's enough time to learn a language, master an instrument, or become a semi-professional bread baker. But instead, you just know what your cousin's dog looks like in a Halloween costume. The multitasking mirage. Next up, multitasking, or, more accurately, the illusion of multitasking. We love the idea of doing multiple things at once. Answering emails while listening to a podcast, while stirring pasta sauce, while texting your friend about the pasta sauce. Feels efficient, right? Well, not exactly. Neuroscience says your brain isn't actually multitasking. It's task switching. Think of it like your laptop constantly opening and closing tabs. Each time you switch, there's a lag while your brain reorients itself. Do this enough, and your mental processor slows to a crawl. In fact, research shows multitasking can reduce productivity by up to 40%. Which means, if you think you worked for an 8-hour day while juggling 5 things at once, you actually wasted about 3 hours to brain lag. And the cherry on top? Multitasking doesn't just cost time. It makes you worse at everything you're trying to do. Your pasta burns, your email has typos, and your friend is wondering why you just texted boiling linguine instead of love you. The procrastination ritual. Then there's procrastination. But not the obvious kind where you watch Netflix instead of working. I'm talking about the ritualized procrastination, the fake productive detours your brain convinces you are necessary. Oh, I'll just reorganize my desk before I start. I'll feel more focused if I vacuum first. Maybe I should color code my calendar for the 4th time this week. What you're actually doing is a psychological trick called structured procrastination. Your brain hates starting hard tasks, so it throws you easier ones that give the illusion of progress. It feels like you're working, but really you're just sweeping the deck chairs on the Titanic. And the time cost? Immense. Because every time you delay starting, you're not just wasting minutes, you're increasing what's called task initiation friction. That's the mental resistance you feel before beginning something hard. The longer you wait, the heavier it feels. In other words, procrastination isn't just wasting the present, it's making the future harder too. Over-planning everything. Another sneaky thief, over-planning. Now don't get me wrong, planning is good. But some of us turn planning into an Olympic sport. We spend hours making the perfect to-do list, picking the right app, and color-coding every calendar event, only to collapse in exhaustion and never actually do the thing. This is sometimes called precrastination, the urge to complete preparatory tasks at the expense of meaningful work. It's your brain mistaking planning for action. Think of it like sharpening a pencil for 3 hours instead of writing the essay. Yes, the pencil is very sharp. No, the essay is not done. The notification pinball game. Let's talk about notifications. The little buzzes, pings, and dings that keep you jumping around like a pinball. Each notification feels tiny. You glance at your phone, read the message, maybe fire back a quick reply. But research shows that after each interruption, it takes the average person 23 minutes to fully refocus. Now multiply that by dozens of notifications a day, and suddenly your attention is Swiss cheese. This is why you finish the day feeling like you were busy all day, but mysteriously got nothing important done. Your brain has been chopped into 100 tiny pieces by vibrations in your pocket. Endless email checking. Then there's email, or as it's sometimes known, the productivity graveyard. Most people check their inbox every 5 to 10 minutes. That means you're essentially living in a constant state of waiting for the next email. And again, because of that refocusing cost, you never sink into deep, focused work. It's like trying to cook a meal, but stopping every few minutes to check if someone has left cookies on your porch. Spoiler? They haven't. A better strategy, according to productivity research, is batching, checking email just a few times a day instead of constantly grazing. That way, you're not letting your inbox set your schedule for you. Decision fatigue disguises. Here's one you don't notice until it's too late. Decision fatigue. Every choice you make, what to wear, what to eat, whether to reply thanks or thanks, burns a little mental energy, and your brain only has so much to give. By the end of the day, even tiny decisions feel overwhelming. This is why people like Steve Jobs and Mark Zuckerberg famously wore the same outfit every day. It wasn't a fashion statement. It was an energy-saving hack. By removing small decisions, they saved brain power for bigger ones. But most of us? We burn hours micromanaging tiny daily choices until we collapse into bed wondering why we didn't get to the real stuff. Meetings that could have been emails. And finally, the grand finale, meetings. Entire careers are lost in the endless swamp of syncs, check-ins, and touch bases. Most meetings are scheduled not because they're necessary, but because they make people feel like progress is happening. But here's the truth. The average professional wastes about 31 hours a month in unproductive meetings. That's basically a full work week. Imagine what you could do with an extra week every month. Write a book, start a side hustle, take a nap. Literally anything is better than listening to Brad read bullet points off a PowerPoint.